Awesome. So, my name is Raja, if you don't know. Uh,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, I'm one of the co-founders for Dominion
Okay.
Funding. And man, it's just so exciting to see when a request for a payout comes in. It's just so amazing, because we see like, different clients, they make money, and then when they start to make money, they start to make profits. I start to think, okay, you know what? Perfect. So we move funds to our wallets to get ready to give them withdrawals, right? And then something goes off on their mind, and then they, I don't know, they start to overtrade, or they start to chase this even number on their account, and instead of chasing that extra $50, they start to blow like two, 3,000. I'm like, oh, come on, but yeah, you made it through, man. Congrats.
Thanks. Yeah, I think the overtrading thing, I think it's very real.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. So let me ask you this. You're from Singapore. Um,
Yeah.
when did you start to trade, day trade?
Day trade, I think like very long ago, but I never really took it seriously. Uh, I only took it seriously maybe this year, like the
Uh,
start of the year. Yeah. So I actually started with Dominion markets, and then I just traded a bit from there.
hmm.
Then I think Dominion funding came out, and then it was like it seemed quite good. Like the spreads are amazing. Like I cannot I cannot like tell you how much like it means. Like it's really very good spreads. Every time on other platforms, I'm getting like 4 or 5. I'm getting slipped, and I'm not taking entries at where I want to take them.
Yeah.
And yeah, for like a funding platform to like give me this, I think it was like, hey, just nice. It's the right timing. Then I just started to take it more seriously. Yeah.
Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, man. Like, having great trading conditions, it means so much to traders.
Yeah.
Like when I say this all the time online, sometimes, guys say, "Oh, Raja, you're lying about your trading conditions, this and this." I'm like, man, no, listen. People are using the platform, and people who have used other platforms, they can testify to this, you know?
Yeah. Other platforms are quite bad sometimes. Yeah.
So what made you go from a live account to try a funded account?
I think the risk of how much you're putting up front. So in terms of like, I'm more of a calculated risk kind of person. So I'm not gonna put down like 1,000 and then knowing that there's a possibility that my emotions may take over one day. I may just blow the whole 1,000. So why not? Let me put like $100 into a funded account. If I am profitable, I will make the money back. So if I somehow am emotional, I'm blowing like 100. So that was my logic coming into this. So I just tried it.
Okay. No, no, that's good. So what was your payout here with the Dominion funding?
I think 450.
Ah,
I think after the cut it was like 300 plus. So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, nice. So let me ask you this. What was the main strategy that you use?
The main strategy, I think, like trading at a very specific time,
Oh,
and
okay.
like real like I took Asian session. I think Asian sessions has been doing really well recently. So
Yeah.
I think what's this? I also I followed all the uh the normal strat that you usually go with, like your break and retest, and then break of key points, just breaking of higher highs and all that. Yeah, so I just followed those, and I trade at a very specific time. I just do 9 to 10 because I noticed that actually this year, I think just 9 to 10 itself, like a Singapore time, has very good volume at either the open or like 9:45 or 9:15. There's very like specific times where there's just a lot of volume, and it's very easy to just catch 20-30 pips, and then
And
I'm done for yeah.
you know what? Thank you so much for saying that, because people don't believe it. I tell
Yeah.
them all the time, listen, if you focus on a specific time, every time, well, I'm not going to say every time, maybe like 3 times out of the week, you will get amazing volume. if you just focus on that specific time,
Yeah.
right? And even like, recently with like the whole trade tariff things happening, Asian session has had like, I would wake up in Dubai and I would look at the Asian session. I'm like, man, what's going on in this Asian
Like
session?
200-300 pip move suddenly just out of nowhere.
Yeah, oh, 300. Oh, so you're mainly trading gold.
Yeah, I'm just trading gold. Yeah.
Ah,
Only trading gold. Yeah.
yeah. Because like, 7, 8 months ago, it was it wasn't what it is now.
Yeah, it was very much slower. I think I would catch like maybe 10, 15 pips. That was the rough range. But I think now with the Asian session, if I just let stuff run, sometimes it really just hits 50, 70 easy. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So you mentioned that when you let trades run, is that something you had to work on to let trades run? Because like, once it's in 30, 40 pips, start to like, okay, close.
I think I had the mentality of like, hey, let me for Mondays to Wednesday, I usually secure just early. Like even if the market moves like really fast, like I see 30 pips, I'll just close it. So at least I secure something. Then maybe on Thursdays or Fridays, I see if there's a potential to move more. I may just let it run, just leave it at break even, and then just let the rest run, because I don't lose anything. Yeah. So it's just like it's either I get an extra or I'll just have what I had for the week and then just leave it for one more week. I get it paid. So yeah.
Man, Nicholas, it seems like I'm talking to myself because I do the same thing. I do exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Like Monday, Tuesdays, I will want to secure, or if I don't want to secure, I will move my stops like above or below the 15-minute candles. Then Wednesdays and Thursdays, I'm just gonna, once it goes in profits, I'll put my stop loss at a little bit like, break even to cover the spread, and then I'm gonna let it run. So it's exactly the same thing.
Yeah, it just gets sometimes it gets a bit like tempting, like on Mondays and Tuesdays when I think I usually notice that if there's some news on Friday, Monday the markets for Asian session moves quite a bit as well. So
Yeah.
then it gets tempting, and then like I have to fight that temptation. I'll just take that small bit out of this whole chunk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like, what happens on Friday when there's news, like, the market takes time to like absorb the news for the rest of the Friday. Then things happen over the weekend, and then market will realize that okay, over the weekend some maybe like decisions were made, and then it really starts to move, especially when you have like NFP on Fridays, so we got CPIs, and next week is great. So let me ask you, which type of account did you get on Dominion Funding?
I got the 7500 one.
Ah,
So yeah, I got the lowest one. I just like if I was profitable with that, I would easily earn enough to get the 100K account, and then I'll be profitable on that. So
Yeah.
there's no point of like chasing a $600 funded account without like proving my concept first.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. Because I think the biggest mistake traders make is that they will have this attraction towards $100,000,
Yeah.
and they haven't really proven themselves that they're good, and then they'll buy the account, and then they'll fail it, and then like now your money's gone.
Yeah.
So man, like Nick, your approach is great. Go with a smaller account, like test it out, get a payout. If it's enough, then jump on to a bigger account, then a bigger account. Yeah, that's the best way. That's the best way. So let me ask you about the rules that we have set. Sometimes people tell us that your rules are strict. What's your opinion?
The news one is it's a bit tricky to work around. I would say, because sometimes there's news that doesn't affect the currency that I trade, and then just because of that, I can't trade within the time that I want to trade. So then I would just I'll forgo. Or usually I'll just leave it for the day. I wouldn't trade that day. I'll just go on to the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's for example, I'm trading gold, and then there's some like AUD news that's like quite big, and it's at 9, and then I can't, and then that's during my trading time, so I'm just not gonna touch it for a while, because what I noticed is either I can't let my trades run far enough, or I there's an extra pressure to exit or enter after within that 5 minutes before the news and 5 minutes after the news. So I just decide like it's not worth the trouble. I'll just come back the next day. Yeah. But in
Yeah.
terms of the rules wise, like draw down and take profit, I think for a one step, I think it's very doable. I don't think it may take a bit more time. I don't think it's something you finish in like 3 days or like even a week. But if you take smaller sizes, maybe 2 weeks, I think is very decent to pass the challenge, or like maybe 3. I think it's very doable. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, if you look at it this way, if you did like 450 whatever, and if this was on, let's say, $100,000 account, would have been close to like, 5,000.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you really put this in perspective, 5,000 in 2 weeks by just making sure you're following the rules, you're not over trading, you're disciplined enough not to trade during the news. I mean, that's a very good return. And like, we really did think about now Australian dollar is directly correlated with gold in some ways,
Oh,
right? And we did think about the fact that should we put it for all news events or some news events? But from what I have seen, from my experience in the markets, from what I have seen, that sometimes whenever, let's say, you have like a red folder news of, let's say, New Zealand dollar, right? The the outcome would be so big that it just like rattles the whole market.
uh,
So just to make sure we avoid those sort of outcomes was the reason we set these rules in place,
hmm, that makes
right? Because
sense.
if you look at it this way, I think in October 2016, there was a flash crash. October 2016, there was a flash crash, and that was in the Asian session. And that came out of nowhere. That came out of nowhere. And then all these big moves, these big gaps that we've seen in the market have been in mostly the Asian session when usually the volume used to be low. Now it's a different story. Now, now there's like, man, Asian session. Like people used to say, don't trade Asian session.
Yeah.
But now when I wake up, I'm like, let's look at the Asian session, see what's going on.
The moves have been really clean lately as well, like especially the Asian. Yeah.
Yeah, the moves have been clean because you can read and understand price action, right? So let me ask you the last question here. In terms of candles, how important do you think reading candles are when you're looking to execute a trade?
I think it is very important. How a candle forms, I think, is something that I really prioritize. Like if it doesn't form the way I want it to go, I don't feel as confident going into the trade. But then if you look back at it, like if once the candle has passed and everything is created, if you've seen it would look very straightforward, like it's a no-brainer trade. But then when you're looking at it live and looking at how it forms, I think that's a good indication of like where it's going. I have more worries when that happens. Yeah, so that's what I look at, like how the candle forms rather than the candle itself. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I've tried testing as well, and everything looks fine. Like, hey, if it has this structure, break of this, I'm gonna take this, and then everything seems very simple. But when you look at it live, sometimes it does a wick down, and then it wicks up again, and then it comes back down, and then but like once the candle closes, it just looks like nothing happened.
Yeah, no, that's true. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. But brother, if you have any advice for us, if there's something we can improve on, something we can maybe looking to change or something, just let me know.
All right, I think everything is fine, man. So far, good spreads, good support. I think the support's very good. Like even for dominion markets, when I had like withdrawals issues or anything. Very fast response.
Oh, thank you.
Dominion funding, the payouts is surprisingly fast. I didn't expect it to
Surprisingly,
be.
that. So you
And
didn't expect them to this fast.
yeah, I passed it on like a Friday, and then I like Friday was the payout, and I set up my account on a Friday, and suddenly Saturday I had my money. I'm like, oh, I thought I thought it would
Oh,
be like maybe I'll wait a few days, you know.
so
Yeah,
within a day you got your money.
yeah, it's way too fast. It's
Wait to
surprisingly fast.
Yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Like, you know what? At the end of the day, any business you look at, any business it's all based on good customer support. That's it. And the business that we are in, when it comes towards running the brokerage or comes towards running like a prop firm, it's very simple. Funds get deposited and funds get withdrawn. That's it, right? If you can get your funds on time, then you know your trust is built over there. But if there's any lapse of funds, like, some, oh yeah, we have to investigate or something like this, then you know, okay, yeah, there's something going on over here.
Could I ask you a question? Like, just more for like a trader's mentality. I'm pretty sure you've been trading for like a really long time, so it's just more of how do you stop that greed mentality? I think that is something I face every like once in a while. Like, hey, I think when I stop that, like I understand this process takes a long time, but sometimes you just want that quick buck, and then I think that's when the downfall comes. So, how
Yeah.
do you approach this?
Yeah, the thing is, it's not about really controlling yourself, but it's about putting things in perspective, you know? And what I mean by that is because I really had to, in the beginning, like, when I started to make money, of course, like, it got to my head in the beginning. If you're making like, $1,000 a day, $2,000 a day, it would really get to my head. And then I would say, okay, you know what? Now I want more. I want more. I want more. And then I realized that, okay, if I look around in my surroundings, and if I go tell someone outside that, hey man, like, I made about $200 in 5 minutes, they're probably gonna tell me, like, you're just lying. Like, no, like, how is that possible? So I really had to take a step back and ask myself, how many people do I know who are making $200-300 in a few minutes, or even in an hour? Majority of the population, I would say like 95% of the population out there, in a day, they make roughly $100 in one day, working 8 hours, like 9, 10, 11 hours in, like, emerging countries like, South America, Pakistan, India, it's even lower. So I have to really humble myself that, okay, you know what? If I'm doing, let's say 500 a day, 1,000 a day, I have to accept it. I have to accept it, and I have to say, okay, you know what? I'm doing better than most. Like, some days I'm gonna end my day with like $50. I'll take trade, I'll win a trade, I'll take another trade, I'll lose the trade, and at the end I'm up like, $50-60. But I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that, knowing that if I'm closing my day, even with a dollar profit, I'm in the top 5% of traders who made money that day. Because, bro, like, you're not only fighting the market, you're fighting algorithms, you're fighting the hedge funds, institutions, you're fighting other traders, and the most of all, you're fighting yourself. Right? So that really helped me, because at that time I was in Pakistan, and like, the pays there aren't that much. So it really made me humble from the inside, and then sooner or later, automatically, it just grows once you learn to accept whatever you're getting.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So
I think that's very insightful. Yeah.
yeah,
I
like,
think you should share this with the rest. I think it's a very like in terms of psychology wise, I don't think I'm the only one that faces this issue. I think with there's always that greed, huh? Like with Forex, people always think that it's a get rich quick thing, and then maybe you make $50 this today, you want 100 tomorrow, and then 150. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, it's a
Isn't it?
bad way.
How old are you?
29 this year.
Okay. You know what?
Yeah.
I think it also comes with maturity as well. It also comes with maturity. Like when you're young, in your mid 20s, early 20s, you want to make that quick buck. But
Yeah.
once you start to get a little bit older, you start to get a little bit wiser. Once you have a lot of responsibilities coming in, especially like, when you have your primary income, I think with age and maturity, you start to really understand that, okay, like, you know what? I'm getting this extra money, this extra income. That's fine. It's okay. Like, let's keep chipping away at it.
Yes, thank you so much, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, man, for making the time for this. I really appreciate it. Seems like you've been with us for quite some time.
Yeah, I've been watching you for like the longest time, man. I think like years. I've seen your live streams, so just didn't take it too seriously yet. I
Yeah.
was like trying to do better in my career first before I had the spare money to really take trading seriously.
That's
Yeah,
perfect. That
yeah.
I wish I wish every losing trader would think like that. You
I
know,
need a job first, man. You gotta get the money in first before you start
no,
trying to do something.
people go the opposite way. They're like, okay, money I'm getting from my career is not enough. Let me make money from trading. No,
Yeah.
that's not gonna work. Like you fix your career first.
Yeah.
Then you because trading is a side hobby, and like you try the hobby, and if hobby starts to work, then you're like, okay, perfect. But yeah, man, like I really appreciate it. Talking to you has given me a lot of insights as well. This has made me think about what I was when I was like 29, 30.
Thank you so much, man.